Welcome back to another OMLab tutorial. Today we're going to be taking a look at how to make quick and easy vocal risers. Okay, it's something that you've probably heard plenty of in modern electronic music in recent years. We're actually going to be using a bit of example audio that we grabbed from freesound.org. Grab a lot of training materials there, and this happens to be one of my all-time favorites. It's a toddler attempting to sing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. If you've followed OMLab tutorials at all over the past 6-7 years or so, you've probably heard this one a few times. I mean, how can this not be a hit, really, at any point in time? So what we're going to do is just use this little snippet. Oops, let me solo that for you. Try that again. Okay, so it's just this kid saying Dougal, which is awesome. And what we're going to do is show you how to make this quick buildup. Okay, now most DAWs have built-in workflow tools to assist you in stuff like this. And we'll use one right now inside of Logic. You do not have to use Logic to follow along with this. You can use any DAW. You can use any audio. Doesn't even have to be vocals. Just go through the steps with us. All right. So first thing we're going to do is just right-click on this little snippet of audio we have here, and we're going to choose Convert to New Sampler Track. Now, that's already up here in my quick grab because I've used it recently, but you can grab it from the Convert menu if you don't see it there. It's right there. Okay, so now what this does is it's basically going to map this sample across however many keys we want and all of that. It's pretty automated. So we're going to make sure that it's the entire region. And we're just going to set this to C1 on both start and end in the mapping range. I think normally, it's probably more like C6 or something like that. C1 is fine. We don't want to affect the pitch until we're ready to. And let's just call this Ducal. All right, so now we have our instrument, and let's just go ahead and make a 4-bar loop here. Open up our piano roll and take a look at what we have. Let's just bring this out here. And we'll shorten this up. Oops, I meant to do that across all of them. All right, so there are many ways that you can go about filling up your 4-bar loop, but this is what we've done, and we'll go ahead and we'll bring our velocity down just a touch here, so it's not too out of control, and listen to this. Okay, so now all we need to do is set up our pitch change, okay? And we want this to rise up, and we want it to be pretty dynamic. So first thing we need to do is set our pitch range on our pitch bend tool to 1 octave or 12 steps, okay? And we'll also go ahead and just make sure that we're getting the entire range here. Now we just need to set up a pitch bend, and that's it. And lucky for us, inside of Logic, it's just as simple as creating a little automation curve. So bring this all the way up. Let's change our tool from pencil to automation curve tool, and we can make it a little bit more natural of a ramp up. Okay, so that's it. It is that easy. Now, to make this a bit more impactful, you can also toss in another sound in the same exact sampler instrument. Maybe a snare would be something good to put behind as a backing agent. Now, the way that you would do that is you just open up your sampler again, and now depending upon which one you're using, obviously you do not have to use EXS24 as it is native to Logic. But let's say you're using Contact, for instance. You just click on the little configuration wrench in the upper left-hand corner of the instrument in your rack, and that will disclose all of your editing features, so you can adjust mapping, etc. So here, all we have to do is just click the Edit button, and it'll bring up this view right here. And as you can see right here, this is our sample. So let's say we wanted to add a snare. All we would have to do is just literally drag it and drop it right there. Okay, so it's mapped to the same note. It can be mapped to other notes. It doesn't really matter. We're only going to be triggering it with one note. And that's it. So layer whatever kind of sound you want in there. If you give it a nice, sharp, transient attack, it's probably going to help the vocal chop like stand out a bit more in the mix. You definitely do not want it to overtake the vocal sample, though. That's just my little bit of advice to you. So again, it's just as easy as taking a very small snippet of a vocal. I suggest maybe just one word, like a one-syllable word, so that way it still kind of makes some sense. There is still some sort of context intact as it's increasing in speed and going up in pitch. Toss that into your sampler. You can leave it mapped out across more than one key. We just left it on one key, just for the sake of simplicity. And then make sure that you set your pitch bend range to a full octave or 12 steps, or to whatever range you would like it to go to. And then just simply find your automation tool and set up an automation curve to modulate your pitch bend over time. And that's it. It is as simple as that. So hope you like this one. If you do it a different way, we'd love to hear from you. We'd also like to hear what you want to know about next. So leave us a comment below. Let us know what you thought of this. Let us know future requests. And as always, thanks again for stopping by. We'll see you again soon. Cheers.